My name is Jennifer Stolo, and I'm the president and CEO of Make-A-Wish. Our local chapter here is Make-A-Wish of Northeastern and Central California and Northern Nevada. He talked a lot about storytelling specifically and how stories really have a great impact on what you're trying to sell, and certainly in the nonprofit world. I thought it would be very valuable not only for our staff and our team here, but also our board of directors who tend to struggle on the fundraising side and how to tell the right story. Matt came in and actually gave examples and took our stories and really added, life to them, changed up the words, gave this powerful meaning behind the stories. We had one board member that stood up. He told this story about working at his company and the power that this wish really did have at his company that they did recently. But by using Matt's suggestions and the words and the power behind it, we were all in awe. I would say there was half of the board that they're all wonderful board members who believe in the mission and want to communicate it, and I think weren't sure how to communicate it. And so I saw at least half of my board members, 3 in particular that I can think of, that now are so comfortable in literally going up to people at events. I'm a board member at Make-A-Wish, and I just experienced this amazing story. Can I tell you about it? Or this amazing wish. All of a sudden, I can see the confidence in what they're doing, and they're willing to really spread our Make-A-Wish mission in so much more of a powerful way than they were before Matt came in. We grant about 440 wishes per year here in our local chapter, and our goal is actually to get every wish sponsored if possible. And the only way that really happens is for people to feel connected to the mission and feel connected to our wish kids and feel connected to these stories. So what's interesting is that prior to Matt coming in, 200 of our wishes were sponsored. And since Matt has left and we've continued our practice, the board themselves have increased their ability to get wishes sponsored by another 15%. And I think the response from companies in our community have just been overwhelming because I think they feel it. There's a tangible connection when you're really able to show the emotion behind what you do. I think a lot in the nonprofit world, sometimes even people get offended that you're selling something. You're selling the mission, you're selling that, and we're not selling wishes, but we're selling the emotion behind it so that people will come to the table and support these children who have critical illnesses. And so finding a way to bring those techniques into the nonprofit realm was really exciting, actually. I found it to be very transformational. I found it very exciting to see people utilize sales techniques like our board members in their day-to-day jobs and how that translated into the nonprofit realm, because there was a direct connection there of his tips and how that transformed into increased donations. It was very powerful for him to be able to take the time to really research and understand our organization. He spent a good hour on the phone with me initially for he and I to brainstorm through the agenda. His expertise and talents and energy at the retreat was phenomenal. But even more important after, that we knew there was different things that we wanted to do with this group and take some of these stories and really bring them to life and help the board members practice. He even rewrote one of our stories to help the board see the example of what really made sense and why it was more powerful to read it this way or say it that way. And so I really appreciated that time. I think if I even asked him for more time, he would have given it. He was just there from beginning to middle to end, and it was a really neat experience to work with him. I would definitely recommend Matt for both the nonprofit world and the for-profit world, obviously. His book's phenomenal. He has amazing selling techniques. I've already recommended him to many of my other chapter leaders in the Make-A-Wish world, and I know that our board members from that day really had a direct connection and spoke very highly of him and would pass along that recommendation as well.